Yes, it looks like I'm alive. Sorry, it felt like a really, really bit of a rush to start off with. I have got my sound on. Um, I delayed my stream today by an hour, I think. I'm trying to work out whether this time slot is kind of a bit better for me so I don't feel so rushed, but I'm just like, I felt rushed. So maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just like I'm just like really rushed all the time. Anyway, so knitting. I said I was going to finish this on stream. I haven't. I've been ill, so I haven't been knitting at all. Tuesday was like the last night I knitted, and then I was not um, able to knit. So which really sucks. So I'm not much further. Actually, I'm no further because I've done no more rows since Tuesday. So I can see some chat over on YouTube already. Pleasant Valley Picker is in there, as well as Zahir, my lovely husband, um, is also there. So good evening to you two, and to anybody else that is watching. Thank you for joining me this evening. I'm only going to be on for an hour, so I will not be finishing this jumper tonight. It's likely to be on the Tuesday stream, possibly because I was hoping to just be down to you know to be just finishing off like the sleeves and then sewing it all together tonight. It just didn't happen, unfortunately. So I see Pleasant Valley's already asked that question. Beck must have almost finished the jumper. I haven't. I really wish I had, but I couldn't knit this week. I really couldn't. From Tuesday I was just coming home from work because it was really stupid because I shouldn't have been going into work, but I was going into work still not feeling 100% because we're like so short staffed, so I was getting headaches, sickness. I wasn't actually physically sick, which is good. I just felt really, really sick and just run down. So yeah, so when I was coming home from work, it was just quite literally sit down, watch a bit of TV, and go to bed, and that was it. Um, I was just you and me watching Z. Oh, and Antoinette Daly's popped into the chat as well. Good evening. And Beak Nook is saying hello from Bristol. Hello, Dave from in Bristol. I'm hoping you're all having an awesome time. Um, we're gutted that we couldn't make it, but yeah, it just the drive today. We just thought because at last minute we were thinking about coming down, but after not feeling well this week, neither of us could face a car journey of 4 hours, so we decided against it. Right, I am going to start off knitting. I imagine you are, Dave. But yeah. And Zahir's saying, sorry, I was in game. You don't have to be sorry, Zahir. And I can imagine Lex is drunk. Is she on the gin already? She's probably been on the gin all afternoon, hasn't she? Right, so I am starting with the second row of pattern. And so I've cast off like the middle section where the neck goes on the last stream. Oh, you can't see. So cast off this section here. So now I am going to carry on and do one of the sides first. So on my little sheet, let me just have a look. I'm just going to have a quick read. Just make sure I am where I think I am. Pattern to cast off stitches, turn and leave remaining stitches on stitch holder. Yeah, so because I'm not prepared, I only found my small stitch holder, so I'm hoping that's going to be enough for the stitches that I've got to kind of move, but we'll see. Beatnik Dave says it's going now. That's fine. I hope you enjoy your evening. I really yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, I can imagine. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, next time we do an hour, a 4 hour round trip, would be to see our parents. Yeah, no, that's the thing. That's what ended up doing it for us. Is like we were like we haven't seen our parents for, since around Christmas time. I think we popped down just before Christmas, and our drive to our parents is about 4.5 hour trip. So we just, yeah, it was just kind of like we couldn't justify that sort of trip. Um, and Pennsylvania, you sound better, Beck. Your usual perky self. Oh, that's good. That's good. I am actually feeling a lot better. I think like because we missed the chin wag last night. Um, I got home from work and I was tired, and I just said to Zahir, can we give it a miss tonight? Um, and Zahir was like, yeah. He goes, I'm not feeling too great myself anyway. So we chose to kind of give the chin wag a miss yesterday. And I felt better for it. I've had, well, although I was doing the housework today, I've had plenty of time to. Have I done that wrong? No. We've had plenty of time to kind of chill out and relax. Moving the stream a bit later has helped also because I got my nails painted because I got them all chipped earlier when I was doing the housework. So I was like, oh, you know, let me sit down and do my nails. But you can see they're still a little bit messy because I haven't cleaned them up properly yet. So, so it's not perfect. No, no, I don't want to go that way. I want to go this way. So I'm just trying to make sure because I'm still on the pattern. So I'm just making sure that pattern is right. There we go. Okay, and then we are gonna. Sorry. Yeah, it would, Zahir. It would. It'd be an 8 hour round trip. Exactly. And when we're traveling that far, it's kind of like, well, our parents are like 4.5 hours away, and normally it takes us 5 hours because when you hit the M25, you're stuck there for ages. So, yeah, yeah, because the hair's been suffering with it as well, Pleasant Valley. So yeah, that's why we kind of cancelled it yesterday. Neither of us were in particularly great, and then that's really bad because then we won't be chatty, and it would have just been a not a very good chat. We wouldn't have been um, very we wouldn't be in very good company basically. So we chose to cancel it. But yeah, but I've still got a vlog going out tomorrow. What I think I do, depending on what I've actually got recorded. So I'm hoping the vlog will come out tomorrow. It may not, depending on like the content. If there's not much there, then I probably won't put it out. Um, Pleasant Valley Picker says 4 hours, London to Preston. It can be. I mean, it's approximately like 4.5, but with traffic, it can normally and stops as well. It can normally take us about 5.5 hours instead. I'm just moving these stitches so that I can use my needle again because otherwise I'm just going to be going backwards and forwards, and that's not good. And then getting confused. So let's move them off and get them out of my way. So we're going to work on one side of the neck first and then on the other. I don't know how much of this I'm going to get done tonight. Normally when it's a few stitches it's not too bad. Oh, I've dropped a stitch. No. Was it a... Yeah, it was one of those. I think it was just the one though. There we go. I'll soon find out if it starts fraying and undoing. Claire Riley says it's very relaxing to watch someone knit. Oh, that's cool. Well, I'm glad you're finding it relaxing. Chimweg feeling ill edition. Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't have been very good, so that's why we cancelled it yesterday. Have I got a pen? Yes, I've got a pen. But I need to know how many stitches I'm working on. I think I should be working on 38. Yeah, I've got 38. because now I've got to decrease. It's telling me to decrease one stitch at the neck edge on the next and then every alternate row until there's 32 stitches. So I don't actually have to decrease for very long, and then I'm guessing I just have to work like straight pattern for a bit until we're shaping in the shoulders, which I might have a count up of my rows and see roughly where that's going to lie, because I want it to kind of match the back. Yeah, because I need to do measures the back until the front measures the same as the back. Okay, no problem. Oh, okay. Pleasant Valley Picker says, my mum was born in Lancashire County many years ago in Accrington. I can never say that. About an hour away from you guys. That is about an hour away. I don't think we've been, but it is close. Yeah, well, when I say close, if it's an hour away, it's not like mega close, but it's close-ish. Yes. The thing is, we're kind of used to kind of traveling to, like Preston is still like a 20-minute, like we live in Garstang, so it's classed as Preston because that's our postcode. We've got a Preston postcode, and but to get into like main Preston, it like takes us like I suppose it's central Preston, is it? Central Preston. I'm not very good at geography and stuff, but yeah, it still takes us 20 minutes from where we live to get into like Preston. I'm just wondering whether I messed this pattern up. I think I may have done, but I think I've tried to fix it. So I'm just going to keep going with it and I hope it looks okay. Because looking at the pattern, it looks like it's kind of moved a bit. It does. It looks like it's moved a bit there. Oh no. Yeah, it looks like it has moved. Oh dear. Alright, I'm not going to stress out about that. Anyway, so we're going to decrease on this section here. So I'm just going to do it the way I normally do it on these rows. So this is a straight knit row, no pattern, just knit. I don't think it's that obvious, but I can see that the pattern's out a little bit. It's me being picky though. I know it's me being picky. Because when it's all done, you're not going to notice it. It's just because I'm working really close to where I think it's fallen out of pattern. But it might not have done. It might just be me, the way I'm holding the needle. But yeah. I'm only decreasing. Yeah. I'm only decreasing one stitch a row, so that's going to be quite. No, actually, I'm going to be quite near to the shoulder, I think. Eventually, I might have to do like 1 or 2 rows, and then the shoulder shaping will come in as well. So I'm kind of moving a little bit far ahead of myself. I always do this with knitting. I kind of I like to know if I'm falling into place for like the pattern overall and like where it should match the back, and make sure the shoulder matches. So I'm just thinking about it. Very cool coincidence you guys moved to the same part of the UK. Yeah, that is really cool actually. It's really lovely here though. I absolutely love it. I love living where we live. It's really awesome. It's so like we live right next to a canal, and the walks along the canal are just like beautiful. They really are. I love them, and it doesn't matter whether it's raining or whether it's sunny. It's just such a beautiful walk, and I love it. Is Preston quite a big town? It is actually quite big, and I'm sure Preston is actually classed as a city. I think because it's got like a university and all of that sort of stuff. I'm sure it's classed as a city. I don't know really, but I think it is. I think it's a city. She moved to Canada when she was 5. Wow. So he's got some family in Canada that we don't see. Well, I've met his aunt a couple of times, and I think I've met one of his cousins from Canada. Um, but that was like years and years ago. We don't get to see them that often. But yeah, he's got family out in Canada. Um, okay, so this is Claire Riley says the wall hides a multitude of sins because of the colour. It really does. I think overall, it's not going to notice. I think I can see that it's out in one place and and then it kind of falls back in line, which is really strange. But it's probably that I was out on the pattern, like I started it too early, which is annoying because I have been counting as I've been going along and stuff like that. So it's a bit frustrating that that's happened, but um, it's probably when I've come to like when you're shaping in the arms and then you're trying to work out, because I've been doing it on a certain amount of stitches, and then as they've kind of gone down and we've been decreasing for the shape of the arms, it's probably it's probably kind of thrown me out of where I was meant to start. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I don't think it's going to be that noticeable. I suppose the north is less populated. There's a lot of like, I don't know what do you call it. There's a lot of fields, and the roads are like really like, particularly like the road that we go into Preston on. It's just like a really just long road. It's just like really long. Um, but yeah, it's nice. I like it. I like where we live. Yeah, Claire's saying, yeah, the density of population is greater in the southeast. Yeah, it is. It's a long ways from you guys, Canada. That is. Yeah, no, it is. I know. Yeah, I think the last time we saw Zahir's aunt was when, I think it was actually when we were attending a funeral, which is really really quite sad. Time before that was at a wedding, so that wasn't so sad. That's nice when it's like that, but when you were only meeting for like big family like events, really. Um, but yeah, it is a long way. Mm. Yeah, Claire, I wouldn't be able to say figures either. Yes, that's the word I was looking for, Pleasant Valley. Thank you. It is more rural. See, I'm rubbish with my words today. So we should have 37 stitches, and I've just done that in the wrong place. I've just thought about it, right? Okay. Have I messed up already? No, I haven't. It's just me. It's me. You think you know what you're doing and you don't. No, that's still wrong. Have I not marked a... Okay, that was the... Oh, right. That was the... Okay. Right. We're just going to do it here. Right, so there's 38 on that one. Okay, there's 37 there. Then I've done that row there, and now we're on the... Okay. I'm trying to keep track of which row I've decreased on, but because I had put the 38, I thought, oh, I've decreased on that row. I hadn't. That's the number of stitches that I had there, so that I knew that I was going down to 32. So yeah, see, it doesn't take much to confuse me. So I am on a decrease row. There we go. And this is also a row that I've got to fit the pattern in, so we've got to try and make sure we're in the right place. So I will count my row backwards so that I know where I should be at, because it's going to be soon. So we've got 2, 4, that's 5, and then we've got, it'll be the knit 1, knit 2, 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 yeah. So I've got to do a knit. London must be a cool city, so much history. Yeah, London's really awesome. When we were living down south, we didn't actually go into London that much, which is a shame. We've probably done more of touristy things since living up here than when we lived down there. Lived in London for 10 years, but was happy to leave it when I did. It is a really busy place. I think you have to enjoy like the busyness. Otherwise, I think it's just, otherwise it can get to you. I mean, I do like going back and visiting it as a tourist now, but when I was down there, yeah, it's yeah, the busyness can get to you. Have I just no. Yeah. 2, 1. And we're doing 2 again. Yep, I always go quiet this pattern bit because this is where I mess up. It's definitely where I mess up. So there should be 36 stitches now. 36. Yep, 36 there is. Oh, what? Yes. Pleasant Valley. Yeah, yeah. We do have that expression. Rat race. Yeah. Yeah. See, me and Zahir, we lived in North London when we were in like our, I suppose it was like late teens, early 20s. Um, and then we moved back. Well, it's still technically, well, they class it as South London. Um, but we've moved back to be with our family, which was in Croydon. Now, Croydon wasn't very far from North London, but I don't know. I suppose when we had the children, we wanted to be closer. And then as the children grew older, that's when we kind of got it into our head like we wanted to do a move up north. And now we're away from family and we don't get to see them very often, but it is yeah, it is expensive to rent there. Absolutely. Our rent here is just so much cheaper. And it's just, we're renting this house and the office space now, and it's still cheaper than what we were paying for our house down south. What we pay now, not much cheaper, but it's cheaper. Sorry, I'm drinking my peppermint tea um, while it's still hot. I didn't get a chance. Well, I was just eating my dinner actually, and I didn't get a chance to have my tea downstairs. So I was like, oh, I'll just have it upstairs. Bring it with me. Yeah, it is. Yeah, London is really expensive. 2, yeah, so we're doing the pattern now, so knit 2 and then knit the 1. Oh, hang on, that way, because we've got to make the stitch again. 2 and then knit 1 and then knit 2 and knit 1. Okay, there we go. I think there's Pleasant Valley. I think that's happening more and more in London, and not just necessarily just moving outside of London. I think there are quite a few families that are actually making the move from the south to the north. I work with a lady that's also from down south. She's been up here a lot longer than I have, but it's quite funny that, you know, we ended up working both at the same surgery. But yeah, she was from the south. Right, there we go. So we are on a decrease row again. Let me just mark that row off, otherwise I lose myself. Okay, so I should cross that out completely, otherwise it looks like I'm there when I'm here. So neck is there. See, I think, I'm not sure, it is wrong actually. I was thinking like here was out of place, like this section here, but I'm not convinced now looking at it. It may have just been the way I was holding it. No, or is it this row here? I think it's this row here actually. I think this is out. Yeah, it's a row out there. But I don't think it makes too much of a difference, if I'm honest. Because we seem to be back in line, I think, anyway. Oh well. It's too late now. It's too late now. Because I can't see myself unravelling it, if I'm honest. Because then that's going all the way back down, like before, like the neck. Yeah, it's going to stay that way. It's definitely going to stay like that. There we go, just straighten it again. So, what has everyone been up to today? Or what are you going to get up to today? Because Pleasant Valley, you're on a different time difference, aren't you? So it's like, is it morning, early afternoon with you? Are you like 6 hours or 8 hours behind us? I've never had the patience to knit. Oh, you know, because you watch quite a lot of Pleasant Valley, I love knitting. It's what I do to kind of relax and chill out. So yeah, and it's just that, like, the being able to create something, I suppose, is just, yeah, it's just really awesome. I love it, and particularly when it's like clothes for the girls, or something for Zahir, or something like that. I really do get enjoyment from that, because then to see them wear it, like, I love it when they wear the socks that I've knitted and things like that. Yeah, it's really cool. I love it when they do that. And they're sitting there wearing my socks that I've knitted them, and going to annoy me. It's 1 p.m. Beck, 8 hours. Oh, okay. I thought it was that. I thought it was either a 6 or an 8 hour. I couldn't remember exactly. Is Preston far from Scotland? It is still, yeah, it's still quite a journey. Scotland is from Preston. I think I don't know because we've never made a trip, but I think it is approximately it's definitely like a 3 or 4 hour drive, I think. I could be wrong on that though. Because it's actually still quite, yeah, it's still quite far away from us. There we go. We are. Sorry, I've realised I've moved my hands. I really need to get my seat in the right place. Hang on, let me just move. It's kind of stuck on the carpet. So there we go. Let me move, and then I'll be sitting in the right place. There we go. And then I won't keep putting my hands in the box that you guys can see. I'll actually be sitting in the right place for once. I should actually do this before I get on a stream. It's actually move the chair to the place where it's meant to be. See, my daughter plays The Sims, so she sits in a different place to where I sit when I'm doing these. So she moves the chair. She's been on The Sims. Well, was it yesterday? I don't know when it was actually. Yesterday, I think it was. Still have to figure out my tax return as deadline is end of the month. The lady that always did it retired. Trying to figure out how to fill in the forms myself, but tax guide is different. Yeah. I say it every year because we can because we've gone into our new year, our tax, well, the tax year normally runs was it April to April, doesn't it? And every year I say, right, we're going to file it so that it's all sorted, and every year we're leaving it to last minute and doing it in the January before, because we've got the deadline of the January. We need to get on top of that because now, especially now with the 2 stores again, we've got a lot of paperwork to deal with, so we're gonna have to sort that out really. And am I decreasing on this row now? I think I am. And this is a patterned row as well, so yeah, 35 I've got. Yeah. I know, it really stresses me out, because I've had to do a tax return for 2 years, and although well, since I started getting involved in the reselling, so I think the first year it really, really stressed me out. This year it wasn't so bad when I did it this year, but then I did close the second store originally last year sometime. Well, I think it was actually towards the end of the old tax year that I actually closed it, so it was pretty straightforward tax return this year for me. And then this year, is it this year or the next year? I can't remember. I'm getting muddled up now. But it's because we started the general store again. Yeah, we're just gonna have a lot more paperwork with it, so I'm not really looking forward to. But it's only going to be for a few months because I think we've started it towards the end of the old tax year, so there's going to be, there's going to be a bit of a crossover, I think, to 5. There's the 5, and then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then there you go. Yeah, I always take to the last minute. Yeah, no, I do. Yeah. It's not good to do it that way, but but I clearly haven't learnt my lesson. I've leaving it to the last minute. So yeah. There we go. So we are going through these decreases pretty quickly. We are nearly at where we need to be, I think. I will have to work out then how much further I need to carry on, because I'm going to have to keep check of that, because I don't want it to fall. So they seem to make it more complicated than it should be. Yeah, I don't think it's too bad here, because we can do simplified tax because we're under a certain amount. 2, 4, 6, 34. Okay, 34 stitches. So where did I need to get to? I don't know, because I've hidden the pattern. I needed to get to 32, so we've just got to do 2 more decreases, and then I've got to work out where the shoulders are meant to be. The lady that did it was a whiz. She could take my basic info and get it filed online in like 15 minutes. Oh, that's awesome when you've got something, someone that's able to do that for you. But yeah, yeah, that would be a lot of headache. Like now having to do it for yourself. Yeah. I'm still on the pattern, aren't I? Still on the pattern. 4 and 5. Okay, so there's a 5 stitches, and then we're doing the. Oops, that wasn't clever. Okay, so I'm really having to concentrate on this row. I think it's because this part of the pattern I don't know why, but I don't like it. No, it's a simple pattern, but I think on the other side I'm doing like knit 1, knit 2, whereas on this side I've got to do knit 2, knit 1, like knit 2 together and then knit 1. But you're in the knit 1, you're making the stitch up, and on the other side it's like straightforward. It makes sense to me, but this way seems like I've got to do the knit 2 and then the knit 1, and that's makes me think. It makes me think about it a little bit more than I probably should. But there we go. So we are nearly there. You can see that the neck, if I put it that way, is kind of shaping out nicely. So pretty happy with that. Yeah, I have actually got the back down here, so I can measure if I need to up against the back. Make sure it's matching quite nicely. I've moved Alf's bed today, right? Because like, he has a cage, but we don't really lock him in it. And he has a little bed that we put in the cage, and he doesn't always like going in it. And it's been like right by the front room window, um, and today I moved it to a different place. So I haven't moved it far. I've just moved it to the other side of like the TV unit, and he he just keeps going and sleeping in his bed. And I'm like, oh, this is strange. And I kind of wonder whether it's because where it was like really, he probably felt like there was just, because it was like right by the coffee table. And then I thought, actually, if I move it the other side, the door kind of gets left open so he can get in and out like freely. And he's just been chilling in there like most of the day today. And Zahir said to me, he goes, it's really, really strange to see him like in there because he doesn't normally do this. And I was like, yeah, I know. It is weird, but I think it's because I moved it. And maybe you just didn't like where it was positioned, like right by the front room window. But yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. Well, it's a little bit strange, but interesting. But he seems happy with where it's been moved to. Did I not mark that? That was a bit silly then, wasn't it? So that's 33, isn't it? I'm on 33. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 33. So we have got 33 stitches, which is good. So we are... That wasn't a pattern row, was it? No, it wasn't. Okay. We are good. It's just a straightforward row because we've already done the pattern row. The next one is a pattern row. Oopsie. There we go. I really like this wool. I might get it in a different, I think they do it in a different shade. I might do something in a different shade to this wool. Like, not like the bright pink. I'm sure they do it in a different colour as well. So I might get it again and knit something else. Yeah, so when we actually finish this jumper next week, I think I am going to do like a tie over here, but it is crochet. So you will have to bear with me with my crochet because my crochet is not as good as my knitting. I'm not confident with my crochet, so I keep looking up stitches and things like that. So you have to bear with me when I go to that one. I will try and make sure that I'm doing something that's kind of like where I know the stitching, but depending on the pattern, it might be something that I have to look up while I'm doing it. So because I'm not, like I said, I'm not that confident when it comes to crochet. Knitting I've been doing for many years. Crochet is something I've kind of learnt from YouTube over the past probably 5 or 6 years maybe. And even then, if I've got a choice of doing knitting or crochet, I tend to go for the knitting kind of route. Although there's some really nice patterns in crochet though. 2, 4, 5, and then it's knit 1, knit 2, knit 1, knit 2, knit 1, knit 2, knit 1, knit 2, knit 2. Yeah, we're falling in the right place there. Okay. I'm going to make a mistake again. Just feels like I'm going to just... So this should be the 32, I think. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Yeah, 32 we've got. So we've got 32 stitches now. So this is the bit where I need to make sure that overall we are... So the shoulders, it was a total of 70 stitches. So let's have a look. I've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 28 there. And then, which doesn't seem right. And then we have got 5, 10, and then we've got 13 so far. So that's up to 13 there. So how much is that? So 28 and 13. So I've just got to work this out. So 8, there's 11 there. So that's 41. So okay, so I've got to go for quite a while before to match the back. So if I lay the back down and then lay the front down, so the front should match there, and it does. And then, yeah, so we've got to go quite a while actually. When I say quite a while, it's about 30. No, it's less than 30 rows. But yeah, there you go. Good. I'm happy with that. I'm glad it's falling into place there then. So it shouldn't be too bad. Strange how the mix of colours looks so good. Somehow they balance each other. They really do. It's really, really nice the way it's actually like formed the pattern. Like the way that the dye has kind of gone through. So if you look at like the strands, I don't know if that's going to show up actually. Like every section has got like a different kind of length of dye, and that's pretty cool. Bad flooding in Ottawa and parts of Quebec this week. How is it over there? Spring floods can be bad. It's not too bad. Apparently there is a storm going on at the moment. Although I don't, we're it's really, really windy here, and we're getting a bit of the rain. But other than that, it's been okay. Like we haven't had anything too bad. Sometimes, like the river, like that we live near to, sometimes that can burst, but it hasn't done for a long time actually. So, and generally, flooding here isn't too bad. So we will see. I don't think they're concerned with floods in our area anyway. Z had good instincts when picking the water. He did. He was the one that chose this. I would have gone for a much safer colour because I do like safer colours. And the thing is, Zara, who's my youngest daughter, she really, really likes it. So she's going to end up with a little jumper out of it as well. So she's happy because she was saying to me, she was like, "Mummy, who are you knitting that for?" I was like, "Well," I said, "it's a small size, so it'll fit you." She was like, "Oh." I was like, "Do you want it?" And she said yes. So she's getting it because it is a small size. She's Zara's she's just turned 14, and so she kind of likes. Well, she loves like colours like the pinks and the purples and things like that. So I think that's why she likes it. Hang on, am I doing this wrong? Yes, I'm doing this wrong. Of course I'm doing this wrong. why am I doing this wrong? Because I'm not doing the pattern. See, that's what happens when I don't pay attention to what I'm doing. Don't drop the stitch. I'm going to have to go backwards now because you worked part through where you shouldn't have worked. That's not good, is it? No, it's not good. It's alright, I'm just talking to myself. Just telling myself off here. Okay, so if I pick it up that way and then I can just drop it that way. And then that way I'm not worried about dropping the stitches. There we go. Take that. Is that the one I want to get? Oh, hang on. It's that one. I want that one. See, I nearly dropped a stitch there by going into the wrong loop. Okay, so 2, 4, 5. So I need to take that one, and I need that one. 2, 4, 5. There we go. There we go. And move your needle, your wool that way. See, I would not have been happy if I hadn't caught myself doing that, because it's like, when would I have noticed that I'd done that wrong? Hopefully I would have noticed pretty quickly, so it wouldn't have gone too far ahead. But you can never guarantee that. Yeah, it's been, yeah, it has been quite strong gusts here. That's only been, it was a bit yesterday, but today's probably been the worst of it. But yeah, it's not too bad. It's all right. I can't complain about the weather here. Generally, it's actually all right. So it doesn't normally get that bad. Weather seems to be getting more extreme. Last 2 summers had record fire seasons here. Wow. Yeah, I mean, we are having like change in like temperatures. The winter, was it last year or the year before? We had a really mild winter. So yeah, it's sorry, I've just, yeah, no, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, we had a really mild winter, and our summers seem to get, like, our summer last year was actually quite warm, which is, it's not like strange to have a warm summer, but it kind of is as well. We're used to having more rain than anything, but then, also, like, moving up north, it feels like, because there is a slight difference in the sort of weather you get here from down south. Down south is definitely a lot warmer, and so up here it probably does feel like it's more, I suppose, normal. But down south they had like crazy summer last year. I mean, we had a nice summer, but their temperatures were ridiculous. Yeah, I know, Pleasant Valley. I wouldn't have been happy with myself if I had like made that mistake and just carried on. I think I probably would have noticed at the end of the row. I don't think it would have thrown too much of the pattern out, but it's good that it got caught instead of instead of it just carrying on. Right, I am gonna, because I'm just aware of the time, because we are approaching 9:30. It's 9:25 at the moment, so I am going to I want to finish on the 4th row of the pattern, So I am going to just finish this row and then do another 2 rows, and then that is when I'm going to be ending the stream. Well, yeah, yeah, it will work out that way, I think, time wise. It's just I do want to finish on the last row of the pattern, so that, like, when I knit, I always try and knit so that I'm finished on the 4th row, so that when I pick it back up I know I'm starting at the beginning of the pattern again. Because the pattern repeats over like 4 rows, so you do your knit row, you do your purl row, and then you do like your patterned row, like 2 of your patterned rows, and that kind of forms like the overall pattern. Oh, you get loads of forest fires. That must be quite scary. I don't think we really suffer too much with that over here, but that must be really scary. Some suburbs were burned down about 10 years ago. Lots lost their homes. That's really sad. And really scary. That would really scare me. Hang on. Yeah, so if I do these 2, and I think it should fall into the pattern, 2, 4, 5. So it's knit 1, knit 2, 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 yeah. Time flies when you're having fun. Well, I'm glad you find it fun. It is sitting and watching someone knit. 2, yep, I'm nearly there, so knit the 2 and then knit the 1, and then we are good to go. 1, 2, 3, 5, okay. Right, and this is the final row that I'm going to do on stream, and that will take us to 18M. Oops, I dropped my needle. At least it wasn't a drop stitch, eh? I just dropped the needle. 3, 4, and 5. There we go. So move that along. Okay. Hang on. No, I don't want to move it that side. I just want to do like a normal knit stitch, and then we're making it. I can hear my girls playing again. I think it's actually really quite sweet that they still play at their age. And I think most teenagers have grown out of playing in that sense. But they read like a lot of like fan fiction and stuff. I can't remember what it is too, but they do read a lot of fan fiction. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. So we are just doing purl now to the end. And there we go. So I'm just going to show you what we've managed to achieve this evening, which I'm pretty happy with. It's probably because I'm only working on a few stitches, so it feels like I'm actually, making a lot of progress. So we have been shaping the neckline here. The arm was already shaped in already. Did that in the other stream. So, or was I on stream for that bit? But yeah, so we did this bit here, which is really awesome. I'm really happy with that. Yeah, pretty awesome. I'm happy. Anyway, I am going to go now. So thank you to everyone that's popped into the chat this evening and joined me for this Stitch and Bitch. Like I said, I'm hoping that this is going to actually be finished for Tuesday. So as long as I'm probably going to do like a day of knitting tomorrow. Actually, that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Although I think we were planning to pop into the office and get some of the post done because we've had a few sales over the weekend, and it will just help Zahir out on Monday to kind of get the post done. So we might pop into the office tomorrow morning quickly, get the shipping done, and then yeah, and then I'm probably going to spend the afternoon knitting and doing all of that. So yeah, hopefully by Tuesday we might even be just sewing this together on stream, so that you can see like what it looks like at the end. But yes, so thank you to everyone that's joined me this evening. I hope you're having a good weekend wherever you are and whatever you're doing, and I will see you hopefully Tuesday. I'm still going to keep at the 7:30 time slot, but I think Saturday I will be moving to either 8 or 8:30. Just gives me a little bit more time so that I am able to kind of be here and kind of be a bit more chilled out and a bit more relaxed, because I hate rushing. Whereas Tuesdays I'm kind of happy with the time slot it's falling at, but on a Saturday I think I am going to be moving it, even if it's just half an hour, to like the 8 o'clock slot instead. But anyway, I will let you know more about that on Tuesday. Antoinette Daly says, is looking fab, Beck. Still knitting a sweater I started in December. You put me to shame. I'm sure I probably would have put this down and forgotten about it if I wasn't streaming me knitting. So to be quite honest, I can be awful. I've got some projects downstairs that I have had on the go for like 2 years ago, so yeah, I wouldn't worry. But anyway, right, I'm gonna go now, definitely gonna go. Right, thank you to everyone joining me, and I'll see you on Tuesday hopefully.